Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Today I want to talk about something called the rubber band theory. I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but it's basically the concept where imagine yourself getting pulled back like a rubber band and you getting pulled back down into depression or feeling low or feeling like you're uninspired. You're getting pulled back, you're getting pulled down. But you don't even realize that as you're getting pulled down and you're experiencing all that, negativity, low vibration, feeling of unmotivation, etc., what's happening is actually you're about to be slingshotted forward way more powerfully than you could ever imagine. So if you ever find yourself in that low point where you're uninspired, unmotivated, questioning yourself, feeling lost, feeling like, just not yourself, right? Not aligned with the life force flowing through you. Take solace in this concept that you're getting this experience of what you don't want so powerfully, so viscerally, that it's like you're realizing, you're affirming in yourself, you're like standing tall, even though you don't realize it, in like everything you don't want. And then it's like finally, off you go into the realization, the actualization, the embodiment, the actual, I already said actualization, sorry. It's just like you're knowing everything you don't want. So it's like you're more powerfully flung into what you do want. Miraculously, you have these new ideas, these new insights, you act on this inspired action, you feel passionate again, you feel aligned, you feel the well-being of life flowing through you. Whereas just yesterday or last week or whatever, you were in that low point. And now look at you. You've been slingshotted forward with this gained awareness when you were down in the trenches. Like that visceral feeling of like, uneasiness, of lack, of whatever it is that you're experiencing that you don't want. It's like we feel that so viscerally on purpose. I feel like that's really true. It's like we feel negative, we feel out of alignment with ourselves so that we can remember how we want to feel, what we want to create, that we can align ourselves with the flow of life, with the ease of life, with the well-being around us. And that's, I started this morning off with some yoga and some meditation, and all it is you purposefully aligning yourself with the well-being and the abundance and the prosperity and the wellness that is literally all around us. Look at the trees, look at the grass, look at the air, look at your fridge full of food, look at just the flow of life and how it's all happening. There's well-being everywhere. There's abundance everywhere. There's prosperity everywhere. There's everything you could ever want everywhere. There's opportunities, there's miracles, there's possibility just floating in the ethers, and it's up to us to align ourselves with that, to allow the goodness to flow into our life. And so often I feel like we practice not allowing it. We practice thinking about problems. We practice a vibration basically that we don't even want because it's familiar, because maybe our brain is caught in a loop. And I feel like that's why it's so powerful to have these concepts like the rubber band theory, or the purposefully aligning yourself through meditation, contemplation, just peaceful ease, whatever. Even if you're not aligned with meditation and you don't want to do that, it's just going in nature, right? Purposefully doing things that realign us with our natural rhythm, with our natural nature. We live in a world of technology, and I feel like sometimes that takes us out of it. Just thinking about like your daily rhythm, like how many people just wake up and immediately get on their technology, and how it kind of creates a cascade of negative symptoms. Like we're putting our awareness on all these crazy things instead of aligning ourselves with nature, with the flow. The other day I was doing Tai Chi outside. I don't know how to do Tai Chi. I was just like Googling basic Tai Chi movements, and there's this, it's basically just like feeling the energy and aligning it with your breath. And it's so powerful. And like we have so much infinite intelligence, and access to resources that's unbelievable. I don't need to go find a Tai Chi teacher. I just find a Tai Chi video and I purposefully go outside, bare feet on the grass, and do these basic Tai Chi movements. And I gotta tell you, the well-being I feel flowing through me when I do these types of things, when I meditate, when I do yoga, when I just go outside barefoot, when I do Tai Chi, anything, it reminds me and it gets me back in that center where I feel aligned. I feel like, yes, this is who I am. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am well. I am healthy. Every cell in my body is filled with light and love and health and wellness. And when we finally get in this place of ease, of flow, of gratitude, of just allowing goodness to flow, everybody around us gets to be impacted positively as well. Think about it. You're in a better mood. You're more likely to say yes. You're more likely to be spontaneous, to be happy, to be joyful, to be allowing. And it's like everybody around you gets to benefit from that too. And even maybe they get to be impacted and influenced by that too, to where they are more joyful. I know I have kids, so like the way we're being, they're always going to mirror that to us. They're always going to take that and like give it back to us tenfold. And I think that's one benefit of having kids is like you get that info right away. You get that feedback right away. So you can't really get away with, you know, being negative or whatever. Like they're going to show you right away. So, you know, but anyways, like even people in your life, you know, they benefit from that. And it's like other people can do that for us too, right? You have friends that are just like joyful to be around. They're always finding the silver lining. They're always doing their best to get realigned with the wellness and the highest expression of themselves possible because they know it's there. That's a really courageous thing to do. It's so easy to just think about all the negative things and the things that aren't working and like be addicted to those negative emotions. That's easy. I'm not saying it's fun, but it's like a default mode a lot of the times, right? And it's an act of courage to purposefully align yourself to, even when you're in the trenches and you're in that darkness and you're getting pulled back like that rubber band, like just knowing like, yeah, I'm feeling this for a reason. I'm feeling this contrast and everything that I don't want so powerfully that that is a catalyst for me to change, to be inspired again, to move differently, to take action on those ideas that I have instead of just letting them percolate, you know? And I feel like that's such an empowered way of navigating that darkness and those like low moments. Envision yourself in a rubber band, you're getting even just slingshot forward. I love you guys so much, and I'm just gonna keep moving into my day with this kind of energy of ease and allowing and graciousness. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.